here. And Gene Robinson, of course, is often on Meet the Press. He's an MSNBC political analyst. Let's talk, gentlemen, about the... I want you to look at some of these things here. This is a action-packed endorsement. There's a lot of thoughts in this endorsement. He didn't just wing it today. I think he rehearsed. Here he is on parade, Senator Colin Powell. I'm sorry, General Colin Powell, on the issue of Bill Ayers, which seems particularly troubling to him.
I've also been disappointed, frankly, by some of the approaches that Senator McCain has taken recently, or his campaign has, on issues that are not really central to the problems that the American people are worried about. This Bill Ayers situation that's been going on for weeks became something of a central point of the campaign. But Mr. McCain says that he's a washed-out terrorist, and why do we keep talking about it? And why do we have these robocalls going on around the country trying to suggest that because of this very, very limited relationship that Senator Obama has had with Mr. Ayers, somehow Mr. Obama is tainted? What they're trying to connect him to is some kind of terrorist feelings, and I think that's inappropriate.
Well, that's a good question. I want you both to get to that, because along those lines, Senator McCain, during his radio announcement the other day, went after Barack, his opponent, by saying, at least in Europe, the socialist leaders who so admire my opponent are upfront about their objectives. I see a thread here. Yeah. Terrorist, works with terrorists in the robocalls, socialist, foreigner, this sense of de-Americanizing this guy. What do you think?
Well, yeah, they're trying to make him into the other. Yeah. You know, and the raw material they have to work with is, number one, he's black. Number two, he has this unusual background.
Swahili name.
Exactly, Swahili name. Born in Hawaii, spent time in Indonesia. So with that material, with that backdrop, they're trying to turn him into some sort of exotic foreign figure, yeah, and not, you know, a real American.
Joe Scarborough, my colleague, you've been very patient, but watch this. Here's Senator McCain today, actually yesterday in his weekly radio address.
At least in Europe, the socialist leaders who so admire my opponent are upfront about their objectives. They use real numbers and honest language, and we should demand equal candor from Senator Obama. Raising taxes on some in order to give checks to others is not a tax cut. It's just another government giveaway.
Joe, what do you think is going on here with that reference to socialists in Europe?
I think you're going to split it up. I think the charges, the terrorism charges, obviously are unfair. I think the socialism charges, though, European-style socialism, actually hit closer to home. And you're going to see McCain start talking about income redistribution, higher taxes, higher spending, because a lot of this smacks to conservatives and libertarians as Euro-style socialism. Only one problem. The Republicans championed the largest socialism pact in U.S. history over the past week when we actually nationalized banks. It's what Clement Attlee wanted Britain to do after World War II. It's what George W. Bush did this past week.
We're doing backing up now. We back into socialism.
We have backed into socialism.
Let's take a look. I think people do listen. I think with 24/7...